Hello everyone, I'm Dilly Sims and today we're doing a fun little speed build. So I have a new Let's Play coming up and it's called the Serial Killer Challenge. Or just Serial Killer. I haven't 100% decided on the name. But right now I'm building the house for the serial killer and I don't know if you'll be able to see him. Right now we're working on the backyard. You might be thinking, wow, that looks really interesting, Dylan. Well, I took some inspiration from, and I'm gonna reference a horror movie right now, and I'm gonna reference maybe a few horror movies during this speed build, because I took some inspiration from quite a few. The backyard, I took inspiration from, if you've watched The Human Centipede, the first one. When I don't know what his name is, when the doctor is outside in his backyard with his, human centipede patients, I really like his just plain, clear, there's nothing going on in his backyard, just empty, and then there's bushes, so it gives it quite a bit of privacy. I wanted to include that in this speed build, and this house also got more inspiration from the movie Scream. Neve Campbell, who plays Cindy Prescott, her best friend's house. This is based off of her best friend's house. The house that she stays at after she gets attacked in her own house. And now let's talk about the Sim, or the serial killer. I named him Norman Dyer. How did I come up with that name, you ask? Well, Norman Bates from Bates Motel is my favorite serial killer thus far. There are more movies that are going to be made in the future, and as of right now, Norman Bates is still my favorite serial killer. And actually, I was at work the other day, and a woman came and she bought stuff, and we have to check IDs. And her last name was Dyer, and I was like, what? This is literally the best name for a serial killer. So that's how he got his last name. And I'm putting in some cheats now because I ran out of money. And this house, you might be thinking, Dylan, this looks a little too suburban. And this is true. It does look really suburban. But what does a serial killer's house look like? It's supposed to look normal so he fits in. So it doesn't it's not like the serial killer is gonna have a light up sign in front of his house that says, "Come here to die." You know, he's supposed to look ambiguous, fit in, look normal. And I thought a white suburban house would definitely look the best if you're trying to show everyone that you're not a crazy, demented serial killer. And you'll notice while I'm decorating this house, even though I haven't gotten to the decorations yet, this house is very, well, to put it bluntly, white. It is very white. It's just way too white for any normal person's liking. And I chose to go with an all-white palette because I felt as though when serial killers are painted in movies and TV shows, they're very meticulous and clean freaks, and they're just very neurotic. I hope that I use that word correctly. So, yeah, that's why the whole house, except the floors, I believe, are white. Except the bathroom floors. I believe those are also white. But, yeah. And I know you guys are all looking forward to where the serial killer is going to kill his victim. There is a basement, but don't get too excited because that's the last thing I decorate or I build. Right now I'm figuring out the layout. Figuring out the upstairs layout floor plan was a pain in the ass because I didn't know what to do. So that's why I keep going back and forth between room sizes, the shape, That's why there are 3 bedrooms in this house, and 2 of them are L-shaped. And then there's a master bedroom with a master bathroom. And I'm just adding some lights, and just a really plain boring light. Windows for the upstairs. And you can see that the house is just coming along beautifully. When I think of Norman Dyer's character, I feel as though he's a cross between Hannibal Lecter from like the TV show Hannibal or Silence of the Lambs, you know, just like an evil genius, and the professor or the teacher, what's his name, who like deals drugs to the kids. He's not really a serial killer. I don't know. It depends who you he has killed a few teenage girls. Actually, let me finish talking so you guys know who I'm talking about. The teacher from Life is Strange. That teacher, I forgot his name. Like, all the girls are into him, and he killed one of them and tries to kill Max. Gosh, I wish I remembered what his name was. Well, whatever. And the kitchen is... You'll notice that the kitchen is very plain looking. Like, we don't have a lot of stuff cluttering the counters. But that's again because I feel like this serial killer, Norman Dyer, is just very organized and meticulous. And that's why he has, like, nothing out ever. And that's why a lot of the decorations for this house are very simple, like a single flower on the nightstand. And I think when I decorated this house, I put curtains everywhere because I felt as though curtains, perfect, you could just easily close them and people who are walking by outside won't see that you're murdering a girl. Even though I can't imagine that he'd murder anyone upstairs, I'd imagine that he'd murder them in the basement, since that's why I built the basement. And, oh, before I forget, just like the professor in Life is Strange, Norman Dyer has a fascination with art, kind of. Not like I'm gonna put an art easel, or maybe I will. I have contemplated it, but I didn't put it in this build. He has a fascination with art, and when a sim is dying, Norman will take pictures of them and then put them down in the basement, because there's like a long hallway, and frame it. He's gonna put it in the basement, frame it, and we're gonna make it black and white so it looks all vintagey and dark. Really white furniture. If you're getting cold by watching this, I felt really cold by watching this too. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just very basic decorations, like that flower in the window. Very, very plain. Single bookshelf. Did I put something there? Oh, wind mirrors. I put a lot of mirrors in this build because I felt like maybe Norman has some sick fascination with mirrors and like looking at yourself. And I put some mirrors downstairs in the basement too. So if he puts I'm saying a girl, but it could be a guy. Maybe I'll get bored of just killing girl sims and I'll start killing some guy sims. But he could kidnap a sim and leave them in the basement looking at themselves in the mirror, like starving to death or something really sick and twisted like that. And like I said earlier, this is gonna be a gym, because a lot of serial killers, I feel, work out a lot and like do a lot of physical exercise, or they swim or something where they build muscle. And that's why I felt like it needs to be here. And oh yeah, I put a carpet all the way down the hallway, and I moved the one by the door because it looked ugly. There we go, looking very pristine and clean. The dining room is the only room in the house that has the most decorations and clutter. No, it doesn't. It's not cluttered. Has the most decorations. But the study area, which is that little loft right there that I'm putting curtains in, that one has the most clutter. And by clutter, I don't mean there's a whole bunch of junk everywhere, piles of clothes and stuff. But there's a couch, or 2 couches, a desk, and a bookshelf, which I feel like is too much for this space. And I thought about it, but I was like, I'll just leave it. Especially for a house where the rest of the decorations are very minimal. See, like, it looks a little like too much to me. And I put a rug. Wow, Dylan. I feel disappointed in myself. And here's the master bedroom. Again, keeping the white theme. Very nice. 1 single flower on the nightstand. Nothing else, not even a box of tissues. Like I said, keeping it very minimalistic. And the bathroom, I was very proud of myself. Keeping it very white, clean, and minimalistic. This house is very... I feel like if I built any house in my long list of houses that I've built in The Sims, this house is very similar to the type of style a base game house would have. Like a house that you would just move your Sims into and then start a family or whatever, because it's very basic. Basic decorations, basic furniture. It's just very, very basic. And I know I have quite a few expansion packs, I think, in this build, but you know what I meant by basic furniture, just the essentials. I don't even put a hamper in here. No. I feel like they'd be too neat to have a hamper out where people could see their dirty laundry. I can't even imagine that Norman Dyer would have any form of dirtiness in this house. And here I was trying to figure out what I wanted for the counters in the bathroom, and I couldn't figure out the lighting whatsoever. All the candles looked too glowy, which I hated, but then I just went with a very simple, small one, because again, trying to keep it very minimalistic. Just small items everywhere. Just keeping it very, like, if you went into this house, you would feel very uncomfortable. And there are 2 guest bedrooms, which, who would want to stay in this house? I don't know. I wouldn't want to. It feel like these bedrooms feel so plain, like you're a hostage. And I put some more mirrors because, I don't know, I feel like Norman has a sick fascination with mirrors in himself, or yourself, I should say. And I believe I put mirrors in this bedroom too. Yeah. Oh, now that I think about it, the mirrors face you. So, like, let's say you're laying in bed and you sit up, you stare at yourself. Interesting. I don't think I've noticed that before. I don't think I gave it that much thought when I was building it. I was just building it to get it over with. Yeah. Oh, and I put a gnome in here because I couldn't find a, like, clown, because I really wanted a clown to, like, stare at you while you sleep. But no. And that's why I went with a gnome. That gnome. In this bedroom. These bedrooms seem very, I don't know, prison-y. Like, there's no creativity. It's very plain, cold feeling. Oh, and here comes the basement. I know everybody's favorite part. Norman's basement of doom. Just, that sounds stupid. Norman's serial killer basement. This basement, I had an idea that if we did kill Sims in this basement, we'd lock them in this room and there would be no access to food. So even if we have to kill them through starvation, we are going to kill these Sims. And again, I put mirrors because it just reiterates that fascination the Sim has with mirrors, and the chair, so we can, like, stare at ourselves while we're out. Well, not out. you'd have to be knocked out to, like, be here. You wouldn't volunteer yourself to show up to this house. Oh, you want me to go into your dark basement? Okay. No. And I love the get back to work, not get back to work items that came in the Sims game. Because it's just so medically and dark looking. And I believe I did use a cheat so I could get some more items. But I made it so medical looking. So maybe Norman has a fascination with cutting Sims open and, like, looking at their intestines. And that's why he has a mirror, so he can, like, look at himself or other Sims. I don't know. I'm creating a very deep storyline for this Sim right now. Oh, and since we're gonna keep Sims down here, you can't keep them tied up or anything. I did put, like, a very ugly toilet and shower so they can take care of themselves. And just some more random items in here. Doctor stuff to make it look creepy. Ugh. Like this, watching this speed build and all the items I put in here makes me very cold. Do you guys feel cold right now? Maybe it's my house. It is kind of winter, not even winter time, it's like spring, but it's raining. And right now I'm just putting some very pretty decorations outside. And screenshots are coming soon, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all those fun YouTube things, and I will catch you next time. Bye, everybody.